Photo shoots, films, and performing in public as his drag persona Popcorn. New Zealander Nick van Halderen never imagined this could be his life. Previously living in Japan with his partner Henry, Nick felt constrained by the country's conservative societal norms. He felt himself shrink back into the closet. But everything changed after a move to Taipei and a landmark change in the law, now 6 years ago. In a first for Asia, Taiwan legalized same-sex marriage in 2019 following a constitutional court ruling and a decades-long fight by local activists. More than 500 eager couples went to the courthouse on the very first day for registrations under the new law. Among them, Nick and Henry.
So it was quite like a spectacle, the whole thing. But just, yeah, it was like a big production line of couples getting married, kind of just moving through this clerk's office, and everyone was happy and taking photos, and there were balloons. And
Nick says living in a society that legally accepts his marriage brought a mental shift, psychological comfort, and helpful legal documentation.
It just made, afterwards our life became a lot easier, just like really basic, just like banking things and visa things and mortgage things and tax things.
And he's found a place to thrive in Taipei's flourishing queer scene. Nick's story is a positive one on the personal level, but Taiwan, like other East Asian countries, remains socially conservative in many aspects, and not everyone welcomed the arrival of same-sex unions. Some religious groups in particular mobilised to campaign against legislation. In other words, legal change is one thing, social acceptance is another. A recent survey shows just over half of Taiwan's public supports same-sex marriage, a number that dipped slightly in 2025, but which has grown overall over the past 5 years. It's within the family unit that the strongest prejudice exists. Only 58% of parents would accept their child being queer. Rates of acceptance are higher when it comes to having a colleague, political leader or teacher who is openly gay. Queer activist Sean Du is trying to change these perspectives through education and visibility work.
The situation is better now than like 10 years ago for LGBT to come out to their family members, but it's still not enough. We know that for LGBT, like for parents, they still need more time to understand about LGBT issues and also to accept their LGBT children.
And acceptance at home is not the only barrier. The fight for full equality continues in other areas. For example, lesbian couples are still barred from using IVF. Some restrictions remain on transnational marriages, and transgender people must undergo gender-affirming surgery before they can have their documents changed to reflect their gender identity. Right now, there are no active bills on LGBTQ+ rights in Taiwan's legislature, something Du is pushing for.
Yeah, I think we are on the road to equality, but it's not fully equality.
Still, Taiwan remains one of the most liberal countries in Asia, with only Nepal and Thailand having recognised same-sex marriage. Nick believes Taiwan's recent history has something to do with its rapid improvement in rights.
I think because it went through a period of martial law and suppression, it has this kind of push to it where they really have to fight for democracy here and then fight for all these rights. So there's this kind of fierceness to the community here that is you can feel it as well. They kind of really want to change things and be a bit more pushy in a good way.
Standing where many come to celebrate love and identity, Taiwan's Rainbow Crossing is more than just a photo opportunity. It's where the annual Pride Parade starts every year, and it's become a sign of what's been achieved and what's still ahead. The law change was a milestone, but the path to full equality continues with courage and visibility. Chen, Huang, Reece, Ayers, and Pattemore for TaiwanPlus.